Hello, everybody. My name's Ardendris, and welcome back to All the Mods 10. Last time, we started taking a look at pneumatic craft. It had us make the pressure chamber, though we haven't actually used this thing yet. Basically, we made it for the quest. We're going to be using it in a little bit, but it immediately moved on to oil, refining. That's the word. So basically, I had this giant thing full of crude oil already. It's being pumped into the refinery with these heating things on it and being pumped with the heater with the pressure things. And through all of this, we're producing diesel, kerosene, gasoline, and LPG, which will all be coming into use very quickly. I was trying to use this machine, not the air compressor. But basically, I can speed things along by pumping extra heat into this, which I'm assuming makes this go faster, but I don't actually know for sure. Actually, is there a way to see this? Refineries use either 2, 3, 4, and with different outputs, you get different results. Required temperatures there. Heat can be applied. Think of it: vortex, tube, fastbed requires us, but also lava. Fastbed solidifies, and torches to do, cool things down. Cool. Maybe I should look up. Maybe the book says something more. Does the oil refiner, refinery outputs do? Okay, yeah, higher temps, faster things. So realistically, I should probably put more heat into this thing or put extra heat going in. Out of curiosity, we have these heat resistive heaters. I'm curious if this heat probably doesn't carry over, but it's worth a shot, I guess. So you know what? Do I have an extra one? Do I even care if these systems are running anymore? Kinda not. Like, I don't think I'm gonna need these systems again, at least for a while. So, just grab... Well, I wanted to grab it, I didn't want to break it. Oh yeah, inventory is just completely full at this point, that's right. So this can go back here. Oh yeah, and also helps that I have that turned off for some reason. So let's see. I need the flux thing. I'm going to need the heater. I'm assuming I'm going to need power over here at some point, so... Come on. Okay, so that already has some heat in it. It is set to Kelvins right now. Celsius, that's way hotter than everything over here. Does this work? Like, will this blah. Oh, yes. Yes, it does. Okay, I wasn't sure. Oh yeah, that doesn't work. I need to rotate this and hook it up differently than that. But in theory, can I place it? No, not what I wanted. Rotate like that, pick up these, and just go like so. Come. Oh yeah, I can't place it there because of the outline things on this. So yeah, it's definitely faster. This should be way easier to place than I am currently making it look. This is not the difficult part. That and that needs to come back out. Place it like that. Heat and power. There we go. And this thing definitely doesn't need to be that hot. I can probably do 500. 500 FE a take. That's still going to put this at like 427C. This thing's going to ramp down a little bit, but it's definitely way hotter than it needs to be. Let's do 1,000. It doesn't need to be... I can warm it up a little bit. That's plenty fine enough. These temperatures are not adding up. So, like, this thing only produces 500 Celsius, roughly. 450 Celsius. But I guess there's some sort of multiplier when you're, like, putting one into the other. Like, I have a feeling these things would be really, really bad at pumping heat into those things. For some reason, based on that value. But these things are going to start ramping up production very quickly. I think it wants me to use buckets to take these out, although I feel like... Is it liquid or is it a gas? LPG, used in thermo-pneumatic processing plant together with coal to produce plastic. A superior liquid fuel can be placed in a furnace. Grab out the gasoline. and the kerosene, and the diesel as well. So cool, we have our fuels productions done, and it's going to give us free rewards, though I do not have inventory space. More storage frames. I put all of the pneumatic stuff into the computer system, and I did not empty it before and getting out of and leaving the world. Which means there's like a 99% chance that all of our stuff from Pneumatic Craft just got deleted. God, I hate this stupid glitch with this computer system. It is so stupid. Did we get anything good? I don't think so. Air canister, that's a first. That's pneumatic. Yeah. Maybe? Maybe. Yes, stuff got deleted. Thankfully, I think it was mostly unimportant stuff. Like, I think I had the most important stuff on me. We lost a handful of pressure tubes. This had the logistic frames in it. I don't think I cared about those anyways. Yeah, we lost a little bit. We did not lose anything super important. So you know what? Fine. I'm still annoyed, but it's fine. Anyways, what do we have here? Kerosene lamps, mega torches are nothing. Cool. I don't think we're going to be building them, but cool. Lubricants can be used to make drill bits, which apparently we're going to need. Or maybe. I thought that was going the other way. So there's just jackhammer we can make, and I probably will at some point. And then there's elevators, pneumatic doors. I think we mostly care about this thermo-pneumatic processing plant right now. So how do we make this? Small fluid tanks, pressure tubes, and reinforced stone slabs. Relatively cheap stuff. We've made all that before. 2 of those. Oh, that's what we lost. Stacks and stacks and stacks of compressed iron. That's the important thing we lost. Thankfully, we did go ahead and make seeds with come on. We made mystical agriculture seeds for it last time, so it's not that big a deal. Yeah, grand scheme of things, we didn't lose anything actually important. It's still just annoying, though. So, there's that. I think I'm going to need more than that. I do not think that's enough. Uses, like so. And give me one more. Come on, pressing the wrong buttons. You can go in there. But I know that a lot of the recipes from this mod require full blocks, so that's probably not going to be enough. Thankfully, it's not too expensive to make more. It's just going to take a little bit. But anyways, let's continue on, shall we? So let's grab out our reinforced stone and our reinforced blocks, compressed stone. What else do we need here? Gonna need these and these. Okay, so let's just see. More of these. Cool. Like so? Yeah, like, an amount of stuff in just, like, the ingot form, I guess. So, 2 of these. 1, 2. Now we're going to need more of these, which means more of these, which is cheap enough, I suppose. You can go back in there. You go like so. 1, 2. I'm going to need these slabs for other stuff, so it's not that. So, should probably just have them on hand. And the thermo-pneumatic processing plant. Try saying that 3 times fast. I can't say it once, game. So how does this thing work? The longer the name, the better. Well, you can make vegetable oil and yeast. Out of curiosity, vegetable oil can be made by putting either crops or seeds into a thermo-pneumatic processing plant. And oil squeezed from crops or seed juices has uses in both culinary applications and fuel production. So, interestingly enough, cars were originally going to run off of vegetable fuel instead of like the synthetic fuels and whatnot we use now, but they thought it would be bad for the environment. This is an actual historical fact about how cars came to be, and it is so silly. Mix it with ethanol and just saltpeter, and you get biodiesel. yeah, same thing. A drop of glycerol. Okay, saltpeter or glycerol in mixers and whatnot, and you'll get biodiesel. And then there's a couple other uses. You can make it, you can make tempura, and you can make chips. Oh my, that's cute. A tasty snack. Call them fries if you prefer. Okay, so I guess the mod creator's British. Anyway, so you can make fish and chips. Would I get some mashed peas with a side of beans on toast, please, Governor? And then yeast. Why doesn't regular bread need yeast? Excellent question. But yeast cultures can produce ethanol in conjunction with various plant sources. Also has some culinary applications. So, what uses do you have? This is the unimportant part. Okay, wheat flour, yeast cultures get sourdough, of course. You can make ethanol. Yeah, yeast plus fruits or other veggies gets you alcohol, basically. Yeast cultures can duplicate with sugar. Yep, that makes sense. Let's see. Sourdough makes sourdough bread, of course, and you can use that in place of regular bread. Oh yeah, it's actually a couple of pieces better than regular bread too, so that's pretty cool. Ethanol, biodiesel, all that stuff. We don't really care about that line of thinking. We care about the stuff up here. The thermopneumatic processing plant will be used to make molten plastic. Simply put in some LPG, coal, and some heat. Cool, thank you very much. And the heat frame. When the heat frame is placed on a container containing certain fluids and made cold enough, it will turn said fluids into items. Turns molten plastic into plastic, turns water into ice, turns lava into obsidian. Okay, so we're gonna need one of these, which that actually looks pretty cheap. I forgot to save the recipe. That button, that button, that button, that button, that button. Cool. Lots of things to save a recipe that I could have just looked up. I could have sworn I had furnaces in here. I guess maybe I took them out for some reason. So there's that. So we have the heat frame as well. And it gives us a liquid hopper and some experience. And so it wants us to figure out plastic. Got it. So cool molten plastic into plastic sheets, basically. Or use heat frame cooling. Fluid tanks, heat frame cooling. Okay, I see how this wants. So the heatsink is now up to 105 degrees Celsius. It was negative until I put this thing into it, so there's that. These things are going to need to be pumped out in a moment. But let's just set up this machinery on... Assuming this needs pressure... I wish my pressure system wasn't all over here at this point. I'm going to need to make more compressors. That's basically just what's going to happen. This thing is supposed to be used as a battery, apparently, of sorts. But there's only one input-output, so I'm not sure how that would work. I didn't think very far ahead. I don't know where I'm setting all this stuff up. Guess it sort of has to be over here. I'll deal with it later on. So, the heat frame goes on in inventory. So we need the thermopneumatic processing plant here. And essentially we are going to put in the anti-explosion thing. That's a given. Or does this... Yeah, this one has the anti-explosion thing. So that will pump out the liquid plastic into another thing here, which tank... I think singularity tanks are probably just the easiest and cheapest one for us to make here. That's reactor glass, jumbo tank, singularity tank. It's just a couple of pieces of glass and iron. So I'll get a fluid pipe in a moment, but basically fluid, liquid, melt, blah. This does not work on there. Can be placed on an inventory when heated by an adjacent heat source. It will try to smelt any items in the inventory as well as freeze it when cooled. It will only succeed when there's room in the inventory for the resulting item. The more heat applied, the faster the smelting process will be, up to a maximum of 1 item smelted per second. Similarly, the more it's cooled, the faster it will freeze objects. Okay, so... Hold on, I should look at the rest of this. The seed oil, tempura... makes that. Where is yeast? I'm looking for the whole line about yeast, lubricant, making drill bits. Yeah, you make molten plastic, which you put in-world solidifying. You can make reinforced. Hold on, maybe I should read this instead of trying to figure it out. Blah. Place your liquid plastic onto the ground, or store some in a chest with your heat frame attached, and there's your plastic sheet. Okay. So basically you take a bucket of the stuff and you put it in a chest with this thing, and that's how you get it. Cool. Yeah, small fluid tank full of molten plastic thing there. Cool. So sure, I'm just gonna do this with buckets, I guess. It's gonna be easier. And then just place them on the ground. I don't really feel like setting up a whole coolant system for this. So I'm just gonna grab the hand crank thing here. And in fact, do I even need this thing over here? I don't think I need this whole heating system over here. I think this one will be just fine with the Mekanism one. So pick up you. And that's good to go. This can go over. So let me set up this whole system real quick. Pipes going in. And we're going to need the things over here. That and that can just go in. Thank you. I was trying to let go of it and it just wouldn't. Oh yeah, inputs on the back. So like so. So, and I need these. One per each. I could have sworn I had a third one. Oh yes, that's in the actual pressure chamber itself. That's right. So there's that. Actually, let's just try it with one air compressor so that I can upgrade that thing and keep it from exploding. So this thing is going to get the 1 times coal, which, where did I put it? Here it is. Like so. This thing's going to start filling up with pressure, and just to speed things along, let's grab this as well. Oh yes, I forgot the things on the back. Oops. Basically, there's a lot of going back and forth between all these inventories, huh? So there's that. This thing needs coal, and I'm going to give it these buckets of liquid LPG. So there's that. LPG is the top one. Just run this back and forth a couple of times. So we're good there. How long does this take? Move fluids. I'm assuming the thing is this needs... How does this work? Recipes in here, liquid plastic in here. This thing also needs to have a certain amount of temperature and a certain amount of pressure in it. Got it. So repeat the thing with another heat thing, or actually try it with this setup. You know what? I'll set it up with the vortex tube, I guess. Can I just set it up heat? Can I just set it up like that? Will that just pump in heat here? It will. Cool. So grab the heat sink and put it on this side and just hook this thing up with... Why? Why would that put it there? That's not at all where that should have gone. Like so. Pressure in. So now... Temperature is rising. It's getting there. And just help with pressure to move things along a little bit. And it looks like that thing is now going. We now have a couple micro buckets. 1,000. Okay, it's 100 to 1,000. Cool. 10 times more LPG, or 10 times more plastic than LPG. Cool. Yeah, we're wasting a lot of heat, but that's fine enough. This thing's producing just enough heat. Oh yeah, that's a thing. This side over here should be reducing temperature quite a bit. So if I were to just put, say, a chest here and put the buckets, maybe. Though I think I need this to be below freezing. This needs to get hot enough that this side gets super cold. But molten plastic here. Grab a bucket of the stuff. And let's just put this here for a moment and eventually it will cool. Oh, that is way faster than I was expecting it to be. Hold on. I I was expecting to have to wait like 20 seconds or something, but I guess we're in a cold enough environment where this just happens instantly? So sure, I think our other form of production for plastic is definitely faster, but we have made this plastic, so we've completed another quest thing. Plastic sheets done, thank you, and it's going to give us some free stuff. No idea what, this is not showing me yet. That's a lot of, oh, an elevator caller, cool. So, we made this Amadron tablet for some reason. We will need to order some stuff off of Amadron using the Amadron tablet in order to continue progression. To use it, shift right click a chest in a fluid tank. Put your currency in a linked container and you order your something. You'll see an Amadron drone come down to take your money and another Amadron come to drop off what you ordered. Okay, hold on. So let me go find the tablet that I almost 100% threw into the computer system and it got deleted. Why is this mod broken? It's so frustrating that I just keep losing goodies. Um, Let me go double check. This thing is gonna stop running here because it is emptied out. I can't just put a pipe on the end of these things and just hook them straight into a thing, can I? Because of these because of these things on the side. Actually, it looks pretty flush. It doesn't look like I can actually break the block on top of them. So, maybe. Let me grab some tanks and try to pump these things out real quick, just to see if I can do it. Aha! I actually left the Amadron. That is apparently difficult to say. It shouldn't be. I apparently left this at home because I didn't think I was going to need it, but here we are. So, tank and chest. Shift right click that, shift right click that, and they are now attached to each other. So how does this work? Amadron tablets are used to order items and fluids, similar to villager trading, except trades are delivered via drones, which is way more awesome than villagers. Pick-up/drop-off locations must be specified by right-clicking an inventory and or tank with the tablet. Okay, so these things are here. So how do I do this? Uses. Amadron tablet. So if I give it LPG, it will give me an emerald. If I give it kerosene, it will give me an emerald. Doesn't really seem worth it. Assembler programs we can buy. We can buy crude oil. How does it determine? Like, if I give it 1 emerald, it will give me crude oil. Is there something else for 1 emerald? No, but these two things have the same recipe. I don't know how it would determine which one it gives you. That's strange. Anyways, what did it want us to buy? PCB blueprints on sale now for 8 emeralds, only for a limited time. So that is literally the only way to get it. So do like so and so. So if we put 8 emeralds in here. This thing needs pressure in it. Can I just like put this in here? No, I'm gonna need the charging station, right? Which we do have a couple of that I put into the computer system and they got deleted. That's so... It's... Actually, no. I think... Were they already in the computer system? No, they're right there. Maybe it didn't get deleted and I'm getting upset over nothing, but where are the missing items then? So... They used to discharge items which operate on pneumatic. Okay, so can I just put this here? Okay, it does hook up onto the back, so it needed to... It could have gone anywheres. Does this need security? This needs security. I just have to watch this thing to make sure it never fills up pressure-wise, basically. Heat's still going strong. Yeah, this thing is still pressurized enough. So this thing will charge up eventually. Let's just help it along. More up to 0.9 bars. Yeah, this thing is just like a little boost to compression, to like the pressure and the stuff. It doesn't do much on its own, but it's pretty handy to have around. Just to, like a little speed boost. But It went down in the charging station. Like, it was at 1.8 for a moment. But if we go in like so, we have this whole thing here. So we put in 8 emeralds, which means we can go ahead and buy... Oh, bee cages. Interesting. So there are some regular trades as well that we can figure out, that we can get going. We want the PCB order in... right-click it. Now, place order. Oh, they're so small, I didn't actually catch a glimpse of it, really. Okay. Hopefully I got a good picture of it. That was adorable. But here we have a PCB blueprint. And you're done. Plastic, fantastic. And you're done. You're not really. Use the Amadron tablet to order a PCB blueprint. Yay! And we also need an empty PCB. Now that we have plastic, the next step is to getting some finished PCBs. First, make some empty PCBs, which are made in the pressure chamber with plastic, copper, and redstone torches. First time we're actually using this thing. Cool. So that's an item input. That's item output. So maybe how does this thing actually work? Information, status. You can see what's inside, outside. This is the pressure valve. So that's pressure in. I'm gonna need to make more compressors in a moment, but I haven't actually figured this thing out. I haven't tested it. So, info, warnings, no valid items in the chamber. So, it wants a couple of redstone torches, which is simple enough. That and that. Oh yes, I don't know if I mentioned it. I had to take off the heat shielding things to get those to pump out, but it looks like it's working just fine. So these would go in here. No? In here? How do I put items in this thing? Like, that's item input, right? Do you specifically have to pump things in and out via these? Maybe. Pressure chamber interface. Import export items. It imports from the I face and exports from the O. You should have at least 2 pressure chamber interfaces in your pressure charm. Do. Okay, so yeah, this should be I and that should be O, although I don't really see the I on this one. Does this work? Okay, that picks it up. Where's this? Where did that go? Pressure chamber valve, pressure chamber interface. There we go. So blue in, yellow out. I guess I need a chest and item input ports then, and then I'm gonna need the same thing just on the outside. So mechanical, thermo, I see thermo. Where are my item movements? Am I really out of item movement things? Mechanicals for fluids. I guess I'm out of I guess I'm out of things for moving items then. Do I have my universals on me? No, let me go get a couple of chests and some pipes then. Okay, so before I go ahead and make some more of these air compressor things, I wanted to try out the thermal compressor that we got for free. So out of curiosity, I'm gonna need one more block of this. I have a block of packed ice here, and I got a bucket of lava from the nether. So there's that. Temperature on the south is going up pretty rapidly, and I put just a piece of packed ice on this side. Uh, this is so much hotter than that the pressure produced here is infinitesimal. So that is not going to work. This thing does not seem great when it comes to to pressure production. So in turn, I guess I have to make a whole bunch more air compressors and a whole bunch more safety valve things for them. Because the mod suggests you make 3 of them. Currently I have 2 and I'm trying to make do with. So, yeah. I guess air compressors it is, and I'll just go, I guess, get rid of this thing entirely because it's barely useful. It is eventually going to equalize, I assume. Heat can be applied by placing a block to generate. Think of it as a vortex tube. Fast but powerful. Think of a vortex tube. Fast but requires power, but also lava. Fast but solidifies. And torches. Very slow. Move heat sources. To cool down a machine, remove the heat sources and or speed up the process by placing down heat sinks or cold blocks. Okay, cool. That's just gonna go eventually. I'm probably just gonna tear this thing up. It's not doing much, and I'm just gonna set up more of these things with safety things. So let me just go put together a couple more of these things. It's not that expensive, and I don't think the safety ones are gonna be that rough either. I just need to make them. As soon as I hit pause recording, the lava turned into obsidian. So yep, we're just tearing this thing up. Okay, there's that. And honestly, just take a couple of these. Just put 3 of these in all of these. These things burn basically forever. So, in fact, I think I only need really 1. But these things all have safety. They're all hooked up. And this thing also has safety. So, in theory, somehow this has negative pressure? Uh, oh yeah, I guess this thing just has like so much space in it that in order to pressurize it, you need bunches and bunches and bunches of pressure put in. So I might need to make upgrades for these, or at least manually help it along with this thing. So this can go here. Let's see, this does not produce a lot of pressure in comparison, but I might be able to speed it along if I just hold this for a while. 0.08. Oh yeah, I'm barely hitting 0.2 on this. This is gonna take a while. Depends on how much I actually need for making these PCB things. Oh yes, speaking of which, I did get a pop-up a moment ago saying that new daily offers are available on Amadron. So let's see, those things seem to never change. It's basically these other ones down here. Wire cutters, sticks for emeralds. I mean, I have literally infinite sticks. It's 32. Hmm, hold on. Oh, that uses a lot of pressure very quickly. For 3 stacks here, and I just go stick and just make as many of those as I can. Place order. Wait, did I not? I misclicked. No, I misclicked. I tried to get the picture of it. Okay. Okay. Let's just time this. It's going to be coming in soon. That's probably a good one. That's not worth it. Also, that used zero point 0.2 bars of pressure in this thing and a couple of microseconds of holding the thing. So that's just slow. Anyways, we have 2.2 bars of pressure in here now. Can we go ahead and make the PCB now? So, pressure chamber, 1.5 bars, 2 redstone torches, 3 either copper or gold. I did not see that before. You can use gold in here, and the plastic sheets. So, 1, 2. I made a couple more of everything because I figure we're going to need more. Doop. And do. Uh, what just... Okay, gold in. Oh, this is just kind of slow about it. Export to crafted. Use this under most circumstances. I wish I could see what was in here. Like, there's... Maybe if I put in the glass on the walls, I would be able to look inside. Um... I might test that in a moment. Maybe I should have started with a smaller size one so that pressure built up faster. That is so far away from actually working. Um... Does this say something about how better to fill up pressure? Compressors. Creative compressor would be nice. Liquid compressor. Looking at a simple generator which can produce compressed air. It burns liquid fuels to do so. Available fuels. So that could be good. Thermal compressor just seems kind of bad. Thermal compressor. There's the making it. Creative. Manual. Hmm. Oh no, this is just going to take forever at this rate, though. So let me look up the best way to do this. Maybe I'm just overthinking something. Either that or like the upgrades for this thing are like way too important. Although maybe hold on, speed upgrades makes things faster. Oh, those are super 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 cheap. It's just sugar or glycerol, which we can't really make yet. Or I think we could. It would just take a little bit. Range, volume, don't really care about dispenser. It's not that important. So yeah, let me go grab some sugar and stuff. It should be pretty simple to speed those things up a bunch. Okay, I actually couldn't find much sugarcane. I collected over there and it was only 23. But apparently you can make sugar out of agave, which I just had 2 pieces of, but thankfully I literally have infinite bone meal with this thing, so you can do that, and you get a bunch of sugar that way. So I guess that's how I'm getting sugar from now on, because it's faster than waiting for sugarcane to grow, I guess. So that should be everything we need now for the speed upgrade. Sugar in there. I just need to make huge, small. There it is. 1, 2. I have to make a separate one of these for every single one, don't I? Um, and I have 3 of those, so 5 speed upgrades per? You know what? That's not too bad. So speed upgrades, large, huge, small. Oh, that needs lubricant in it. Okay, I misread something. And how do you make lubricant? I skipped over an important step here. That should 100% be connected up there, but it isn't. Lubricant. Lubricant. Right for the creation of speed upgrades. Hmm. Can be. You're skipping a step here. Oh yeah, I can order it off of there. That's something. Or put diesel and redstone into that machine. Okay, you know what? That's fine. I have plenty of diesel at this point, so just grab a stack of redstone. And I'm assuming just do the same thing we did to make the plastic. Just grab diesel instead. So there's that. Super speed. Although this... Oh. Nope. Nope. Oh, yeah, duh. Just use the bucket like so. Cool. That is used for a speed upgrade. I'm going to have to do this so many times in a row, but you know what? It's going to be worth it. Okay, and with that, I just need to grab a little bit more blue out of this. A little bit more blue, huh? No, lapis. That is what it's actually called. So there's that and that, making us 15 speed upgrades. Thank you. So 5 of these per. That, that, and that. This thing now's producing pressure quite a bit faster. I guess I can help it along a little bit with the compressor, but I'm gonna want to make 15 more of those and like fill these things all out. But as soon as this thing hits 1.5 pressure, which should be just another moment, I think we'll be all set. So 145, 149, 15. Yeah, I really need to put the glass walls in because I think there's some cool stuff going on inside. And 3 empty PCBs. This item does not despawn. Etch success chance 0. Put in a UV light box to expose. Doesn't do much by itself. So that's pretty cool. There's another thing done here. Thanks for the free elevator frame. And because we had the PCB blueprints, it gives us a block of plastic. Oh yeah, we've made lubricant as well. And the block of the construction blocks are cool building blocks. Be careful, they hurt. Craft them again to make them smooth. And gave us a pneumatic door base, which did not complete another thing, but we did make speed upgrades. That should give you free speed upgrades. That should give you a free security upgrade. Like, that's... Like, those things are kind of annoying to make. Like, you couldn't have just given me, like, a couple of freebies, considering how many I need. There's all cool. Oh, yes, we do have capacitors that we randomly got and transistors that we randomly got, so get more random rewards. Um, it can just go in here. Orange plastic construction blocks. Useful for construction. Don't step on with bare feet. Compatible with other leading brands. It's a giant Lego. It is literally just a giant Lego, and it is kind of great. Anyways, these things. What's next on the docket with PCBs? A UV light box, which can expose it and do that. And then eventually we're going to need the whole assembly line in order to make this thing. Do we go one more step on the day? Charge them, etching, unassembled, finished. And then here's the assembly line. We're actually over halfway there now. There's a couple of little things that I've skipped that I want to go back for because they look pretty cool. Let's make the light box today, and then we're probably going to end off. The the blueprint. What else is this thing used for? Is it just... Oh yeah, this thing is just used for the light box. So, okay then. Oh, interesting. This thing... can I just block that off with a stone brick for now? I can. I cannot. That does not work. I'm just going to be venting pressure for a moment, I guess. But how do I make the glass for this real quick? I do really love that animation, though. Pressure chamber can be made with pressure chamber glass. Pressure chamber glass. I feel like should have been in the thing. Pressure chamber. Helps if I spell it right. Glass. Here we go. Simple enough. Uh-huh. And now, if I wanted to make more of these things, which I'm 100% sure I'm going to need to, 3 of these and a piece of plastic. Oh, yeah, you can see that's on there. It just sort of floats in the middle. Out of curiosity, if I were to do, say that, what happens? Okay, it gets dropped and goes into my inventory. Got it, cool. So that's what I wanted to happen. I wanted it to just, like, give me the things back, obviously. Okay, so we can... What is happening here? This thing's overly pressurized. Security upgrades. Adds a built-in safety valve to the machine. Automatically releasing some air, the pressure would rise into the danger zone. Ah, okay, I see. So you can make the safety valves and just, like, put them on the valve, but instead it's just going to put those there. Cool, so this thing is actually too far gone now. And it's just going to keep doing that. But there's some more PCB things. I definitely prefer being able to look in like so. Although I wish I could actually see the number of items and not just, like, see them sitting there. Let's take the plastic sheets back out. Warnings. Put in one more redstone torch, I think. And maybe a couple more nuggets, if I had to guess. So there's that. Is it gonna craft now? Or do I need, like, 1 or 2 more nuggets in there, I think, maybe? There's that. Come on. One more? I don't remember how many nuggets I actually put in. But that should do it, right? There we go. Plastic sheet, and I wish... Like, it sounds like there's supposed to be, like, mechanical arms working inside, but you can't actually see them, which makes it a little bit sad. Oh, I guess I had... Oh, hello there. I guess I had extra plastic in there. That was what was going on. Anyways, I definitely got distracted by putting in those mirrors. This thing is just gonna eternally vent now. In fact, I should probably just, like, pick these things up for a moment. Oh, wait, no, don't do that. That's a bad idea. I should have just turned them off for a moment instead. Where is this thing? Like so. I just needed the sound to stop for just a moment. Uh, safety things, where are you? You can go in there. And in fact, maybe I should have just put one with 10. Maybe that's more than enough for this machine for now, because it doesn't actually use pressure. It just needs to be pressurized. So this thing will stay running. And let's build a UV light box, like I said I was going to. UV light box. There it is. And I need compressed iron ingots, of course, and a couple of redstone lamps. That's what they're called. Compressed steel goes like so. That stuff. Bunch of stuff can just go away for now. And I will be taking everything out of the computer system this time. At pneumatic. Why did I do that? Now I have to look through the whole list for the UV light box, or make the whole thing again. I should have saved the recipe. I keep forgetting to save recipes. Like, I only started using that system, like, when we, halfway through this series specifically. I don't typically use it other than right here. So sometimes I just forget I can. Where on earth is the UV light box in this list? It's not like a full block. There it is. 3 of these things needs 3 blocks of glowstone, which I have plenty of. That's that. 3 of these. Thank you. And a UV light box, like so. Don't forget your sunglasses. So, exposes things. It needs pressure, of course. Pass this thing quickly, accepting the chance. Okay. So, let's just hook this thing up like so. And rotate it so it actually gets pressurized. And I should grab the handheld thing and put it over here. Plus the... Actually, no, you can get the speed upgrades. This thing with just speed should be more than enough for stuff on this side. Upgrades, dispenser, security. Okay, everything goes boom. Everything that can have pressure in it goes boom. Cool. So I want that thing filled up. Yep, it's a black light, all right. And you can see the blueprint that it wants to go through. So 8. It is one at a time, though. That's why the picture showed the whole chest in and out system. So in just a while, actually, maybe I should put speed upgrades in this thing. You know what? Take 5 out of that thing. This thing can just have like a regular coal to make sure it's producing some pressure to stay up to date. This thing will get the speed upgrades to help speed it along. And I should also give it a chest item output eventually. That, like so. And that will pump out here. And just a chest. So with that, we have actually completed quite a bit of systems today, haven't we? Like, we can now make PCBs. Okay, yeah, that thing is still... This thing's still having pressure problems. I did put the safety thing in, right? Okay, security upgrade is in. Turn that thing off. This thing... I wonder if I might be able to put in, say, some sort of, like, comparator to judge pressure values and only turn this on if it's below, like, 4. Might be the safe way to do it. That's why it has redstone inputs after all. That thing's charging. This thing's going. I have a feeling they're both going slower, simply due to the fact that they're both running off the same system. But anything change on Amadron? Ooh, we can buy a drone. I don't think I'm gonna be using them, but I kinda wanna. Like, that is very tempting. Do I do it? I kinda want a drone just to say I have a drone. So you know what? Yes, sure. This thing goes into the chest. Actually, this is one of the only scenarios in which I think the item that lets you activate a chest from afar would actually be useful. It's like, I even never have a use for that thing. But, like, right here is when it would be. So buy a drone from a drone. I kind of want a picture of the little drone carrying the big drone. Or the big drone carrying the little drone, rather. Come on. It's gonna pop up in just a moment, and got it. And we now have our very own drone. I mean, cool. It's just a drone. Oh, look at it. Clever little helper. Can I pick you back up? Um, Dismantled by wrench. Okay, yes, that does pick it back up. Cool. Anyways, I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have, and I hope to see you next time. So, without further ado, take care, everybody. I'm not entirely sure why I ended off with this thing at 90%, or like 95% or something like that, instead of just waiting to see it finish up. But this thing finished up basically as I hit end recording. Yeah, with the speed upgrades, these things only take a moment. So, we do actually have the empty PCB that has been etched. Next time, we'll be building etching acid and figuring out how to make PCBs. And thankfully, you don't actually lose these things, you just have to blast them through and you can try again, even if you do fail. Although 100% success rate looks pretty good to me. Anyways, for real now, take care, everybody. I want to thank everyone one more time for watching, and a special thank you to the channel members. Yamato Tanagura, Goddess of the Starfilled Void, and the Phantom Knight. Thank you three so much for the extra support. So for real now, take care, everybody.